Witam Państwa na Klinice Gitarowej Mistrza Świata, Rona, Bumblefoota, Thala. Widząc po ilości Państwa, nie trzeba go przedstawiać, więc nawet nie będę wspominał, w jakim zespole gra. Państwo doskonale o tym wiecie. W pierwszym rzędzie chciałem podziękować Państwu bardzo serdecznie za to, że możemy tutaj gościć w Bochni. Jest to zasługą tego tutaj przyjaciela mojego, z którym muzycznie współdziałamy, Piotruś Lekki.
Ja chciałem moim przychylnym kolegom, dzięki którym to wszystko istnieje, nie będę teraz wymieniał, bo nie mamy czasu, ale chciałem serdecznie podziękować za pomoc, bo te rzeczy nie miałyby miejsca bez paru przychylnych osób. I chciałem podziękować firmie Muzyku, która dzisiaj to nam tutaj obstawia dźwiękowo, no i Domowi Kultury, który nas gości. A nie zabieram więcej czasu, dziękuję.
Proszę Państwa, mamy nadzieję, że to jest pierwsze z serii takich spotkań. Jeżeli taki będzie oddźwięk jak dzisiaj, to zapewniamy tutaj z Piotrusiem, że zaczniemy z wysokiego C i będziemy kontynuować jeszcze wyżej. Proszę Państwa, jeszcze raz bardzo dziękujemy. Gość został przedstawiony. Formuła jest taka, że Ron sobie trochę pogra, trochę poopowiada, a potem będzie taka część, gdzie będą pytania i odpowiedzi. I ja tutaj Państwu postaram się pomóc jakoś ze swoim angielskim, żeby jemu przetłumaczyć, o co chodzi, Państwo, żebyście też zrozumieli. Generalnie rzecz biorąc, to co mówi, to jest zrozumiałe i myślę, że nie będziecie mieli z tym problemu, ale przede wszystkim mówi muzyką. To wszyscy zrozumieją. Język jest bardzo uniwersalny.
Chciałem przywitać pana burmistrza. Dziękujemy, że się pan wstawił, że nas zaszczycił.
Bardzo dziękujemy. Więc jak Państwo widzicie, tu w widowni mamy bardzo specjalnych gości. Jest poza Jackiem, moim przyjacielem, królikiem, tak jak powiedziałem, najlepszym gitarzystą w Polsce, który nagrał ponad 100 albumów. Jest tu jeszcze paru innych kolegów, między innymi mój przyjaciel przyleciał z Rumunii tutaj, który gra z Tiziano Ferro, grał z Andreą Bocellim, Corrado Scandurra, mój przyjaciel. Bardzo dziękujemy. Czujemy się doskonale tutaj u Państwa w Bochni. Na pewno tutaj wrócimy. Wojtuś Szwedź, też mój przyjaciel, który wczoraj mi bardzo dużo pomógł tutaj z organizacją koncertu. Jest specyficzna atmosfera. A przed Państwem gwiazda wieczoru dzisiaj, Ron, Bumblefoot, Thal.
Thank you very much. I feel like Elvis. Like, thank you very much. All right. We still got the same sound. Everything is good, Mr. Soundman. Yeah. Levels are all the same, nothing changed. Let us begin. Yes. Snap your fingers. Ah, yeah. Grado. I just learned that word yesterday. Cool, thank you all for being here. It's really nice to be here. It's nice to be back in Poland. Yeah. So I'll do a little playing and I'm going to take questions from you all. And if there's anything in specific that you want to talk about, you just ask me a question and I'll do my best to answer it. Yeah. Cool. All right. Any questions to start with? Anything you all want to talk about, or you just want to sit up here and watch me and I'll just keep playing?
From who out you were to get your first guitar?
How old was I when I got my first guitar?
Yes,
I was 6 years old.
6 years.
Yeah, I got a little acoustic guitar. I didn't know how to play it, so I just laid it on my lap and played it like a drum. I just went like that until someone showed me this. Like, no, you put it like this. It made more sense to me like this, because you could see everything, and this is like, it's like, your arm is like this, it's like, it makes no sense, you gotta look over like that, it just didn't seem right, but, you know, hey, you know.
What was your inspiration to play on guitar?
Well, it really started more as inspiration to make music, and I just needed something to make music. So originally I did want to be a drummer, but I was a terrible drummer. I was an awful drummer, terrible drummer, and I still am. So I wanted to play bass, but I was too young, I was too little, my arm span wasn't wide enough to play a bass. So guitar is my third choice. And I stuck with it. And yeah, the inspiration was really the Beatles musically. That's what made me just love music.
But guitar player.
Ace Frehley, because it was Kiss, when the Kiss Alive album came out in 1975.
Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley? Paul Stanley! Yeah, it was Kiss. And I'm from New York City. They were from New York City. It was like the local band making it, you know. And it was very inspirational for a lot of people. And a lot of people started playing music and joined bands and did what they're doing because of Kiss. And it was that Kiss Alive album that did it, inspired everybody. Maybe there was a subliminal message in it or something that was just telling people, like, go do this too. But that was it. Guitar player-wise, I didn't really think about it at first. I was just into writing songs and making songs, and the guitar was just something you used to make songs. I didn't really think about it like, you know, the concept of a guitar hero didn't exist in my young mind. It was just about being in a band and making songs and going out and playing. I guess as I got older, Angus Young was a big one. He just had so much energy. Ace Frehley from Kiss. Yes, clap for Angus. I gotta go register that. Clapforangus.com. Ace Frehley, because if you think about Kiss songs, the thing that you sang in a Kiss song was the guitar solo, not even the vocals. It was his guitar solos that you would sing. You know, everything was just, you know. It was very musical. Real nice melodies and stuff. So yeah, so that. And then as I got older, I remember someone showed me Eddie Van Halen for the first time. Like, you ever hear this guy? Like, no. And they showed me tapping for the first time. And it just blew my mind. I didn't know you could do that stuff with a guitar. I didn't know you were allowed to do that stuff. That's the thing. That's what it really was. I thought that there were very strict rules that you had to abide by. And you had to hold the guitar like this, not like this. And you had to use a pick and play like this with your fingers like that. And I didn't think about other things you can do. So then I heard Eddie Van Halen. I was like, oh. And all that stuff. And it just changed the way I thought about playing guitar at that point. I realized that there are no limits when it comes to being creative, doing something, whether it's painting, whether it's sculpting, whatever it is, making music, anything, photography, film. There are no limits. You could do whatever you want, and you should. You should just completely express yourself without putting any restrictions or limitations, and just let it flow. And just be as legit and honest and authentic as you can be with it. So yeah.
And dreams come true.
They do. Well, it depends what you dream.
Actually, yes.
Dreams can come true.
Thank you.
Unless you dream about growing a third arm and flying or something like that, you might have trouble. But, you know, goals can be achieved, yes. Yes, it just takes a lot of perseverance and not believing what people tell you about yourself. That's a very big part of it. And you could apply that to anything in life. You got to keep in mind that other people don't define who you are. You know, if someone says something bad about you, it doesn't make it true because they said it. You know who you are, and even, you know, when you're doing this and people stop looking at you like a human being and they start viewing you as, you know, either a rock star or this or that, and they decide who you are based on that, it still doesn't define who you are. You know who you are, and you don't let anything or anyone around you change that. It's very important. And that's what keeps you enjoying it, you know, because you're not giving control of your happiness and your dignity and everything. You don't give it away to other people. You have that, you do what you love, you share it, and everyone has a good time, and it's that simple. So yeah. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Did you take any formal education, or you were totally self-taught?
Oh no, when I started, I took 8 years of one-on-one lessons with a teacher. And it's a good way to go because they can focus on the things that you need more work on. You know, they can really work on your weaknesses, and it helps a lot. So definitely one-on-one lessons with a teacher. I did that for 8 years. The first 4 years did nothing fancy. It was all just academics, reading, music theory, and I kept on going with the music theory and got into jazz and classical and things like that. So yeah, it's very good to know that stuff. You don't need to know that stuff because really the only thing you really need is your mind, you know, what you think. You need your spirit. And that's really it. And you need your ears. If it sounds good to your ears, go with it. And all the education is just a great way to define what you're hearing and understand why something works. But the definitions doesn't create the music, it explains the music. The music comes from your spirit. So yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Jakieś pytanie po polsku? Bardzo proszę, nie wstydźcie się.
The first record I got, all right. From what I remember, I had a very unusual bunch of records. Okay, there was, of course, you know, there was Kiss Alive, I had.
The second one?
There was Blondie, Parallel Lines.
I love you, man.
Great album. There was, Yes, Going for the One. It's a masterpiece of an album that people should definitely check out. There's only 5 songs, and they were just incredible. Billy Joel, The Stranger. What else? Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the soundtrack. I was a weird kid. What else?
Bliskie spotkania trzeciego stopnia. Nie wiem, czy wszyscy kojarzą film.
Who is that?
Okay. A little translation, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I thought it was God speaking to me in Polish.
Thank you.
God, I always knew you were Polish. What else? And then, so from there, it was. I got into music young. It was the mid to late 70s, and all the greatest albums were coming out. So as a new Led Zeppelin album would come out, as a new Ramones album, and what else? Sex Pistols, and a lot of that. But yeah, that's what I would listen to. You know, these albums would come out, and you just run out and get it. It's like, oh, a new Queen album came out. Let's get it. Oh wow, check out all that opera stuff. You know, and it was great because now you listen back, it's like this classic music that is timeless. But at the time, it was just the new music coming out. Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell, cool, let's get it. Fleetwood Mac, Rumors, cool, let's get it. It was a great time for music. 1977, just all the best stuff came out. Yeah.
You're my brother, thank you.
Jakieś pytania po polsku?
That's my
Halo?
brother over there, by the way. How's mom? Good stuff. Thank you. Let me play another song.
Yes.
All right. May I? Yes. Thank you. All right. Let's see. We got this here. Let me put this like that, with that like that. Let's get these volumes up. And let's pick a song. Pick a song. How's it go? This is a fun one.
Dude, guitars suck.
Yeah.
Guitars suck. Guitars suck!
So yeah, so that song, it's called Guitars Suck. I made that song about 15 years ago. Yes. So, interesting song. There's a lot of weird things going on with that song. A lot of stuff. First, it's really fast. It hurts. The rhythm of the song, it's normal 4 beats per measure. I'm going to talk some music stuff. This might bore some of you. Others might find it interesting, but I'll just kind of say a little something. Yeah. So, 5 notes per beat. So normally music is, here's a beat. You could have 1. Or you could have 2, 1, and 2, and 3, and, or you could have triplets. Or you have 4. Sometimes you have 6. This is 5. It's kind of weird. It's quite an unstable musical ion. it's like it gravitates toward 4 or 6. It's hard to get a steady flow on 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, so every beat in the song is a group of 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it just keeps on going. And then it gets to all that high stuff. Now, here's what's going on with the high stuff. This thing, about 25 years ago, I was looking at the neck, I was looking at the guitar, and I'm thinking to myself, it's like, all right, you're playing, you get up to here, and as you go up the neck, notes get higher, and then you're out of neck, but the notes keep on going. You just need some way to access them. I was looking for a way to access these higher notes, because just because the neck ends, it doesn't mean that the notes end. So, I thought about it. It's like what you're doing when you play guitar is you're pressing the string against the metal fret so that it rings out just from that fret point. It doesn't ring from where your finger is. It rings from what's in front of your finger, this metal fret, like that. So, I thought about it and I said, you know what, let me come up with something where it's almost like pressing a metal fret against the string. So, we had the notes, and then they're out, and then you hit this down, and you can get them to keep going. So what I do is as soon as I run out of notes, I hit this down, and that's how I get the notes that are past the... like that, using this. So it's kind of tricky, but you practice it and you get it down. And the way to find these notes is a very simple math thing, just sort of cutting the length of the string in half. You have to understand the string and how the string works and how vibrations work and how it all works. So, all right, everyone, go like this. That's ringing out right there. Let me hear you all go. I'm not hearing you. Come on. Okay. Nice. When open your mouth and say ah. Okay. When the string is ringing and it's hitting that exact pitch, that means the string is vibrating 110 times in a second. And when you go, your larynx is opening and closing 110 times per second, letting out 110 little puffs of air consecutively, perfectly, consistently, to make that note when you sing. Then, here's the way sound works. Well, the way a string works. The length of the string, it is vibrating from this, the nut, to this, the bridge. And it vibrates in between that. You have it tuned up just tight enough for what it is so that it vibrates at 110. If you cut the length of the string in half, the halfway point on your guitar is the 12th fret. So you go to that halfway point, and what happens is, as the string gets shorter, the waves go faster. And if you cut the length of the string in half, the frequency doubles. Sort of like 1/2 becomes 2/1. So, 110, half the length of the string, 220. So, that's 220 vibrations per second. When you go like that, is 220 puffs of air coming out of your throat. And the string is vibrating 220 times. Ooh, amazing. Yeah. So, that's how it works, yes. Hear those little clicking sounds? Those are the puffs of air of your larynx opening and closing. The little that is it. That is the larynx letting out little puffs of air. And as they speed up, and it becomes your voice. So, incredible. People really don't appreciate the larynx. You know, they're always thinking about the heart, they're thinking about the lungs, they're thinking about the stomach. The larynx is pretty amazing. Anyway, enough about that. That's it. Larynx.com. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna become the president of the larynx appreciation people. Yeah. So, that's the way the string works. You cut the length in half and it doubles the frequency. So, that means that any note you hit, whatever note you hit, let's say you are on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. If you cut the length of the string in half, it'll be 12 frets higher than whatever you're holding down. So 9 plus 12 is 21. And that is where you'll get the octave. Okay. So that means, let's say you're on the 15th fret, and you go 12 frets higher, that would be the 28th fret. But we don't have a 28th fret. So, all you have to do is visualize. Look at the string from where it's right here to right here, and find a little halfway point visually, and hit this down. And that'll be your octave. So, yeah, and that's how you find the higher notes. When you've run out of frets, just go back 1 octave to what you would want to hit and divide the length in half, and you will get twice the frequency or the octave, and you hit it down there, and all is good. It's very mathematical. Kinda. Questions about that? Or I just like bore all of you? I did. I bored all of you. I just like killed the whole vibe. Like this was fun, and now it's like math class. It's like, when is this gonna end? Glad I got my signature before this thing. So I can't stand this anymore. Should I do another song?
Yes.
All right. No more math talk.
All right. Let's see.
Ah, okay. Let me get this ready. Let me put this here. Lovely. Okay, this song is called Guitars Still Suck. A 1, 2. nice. So yeah, this guitar, it's a little unusual. It's heavy. It has two necks. Top one, shiny. Bottom one, not so shiny. It's got a hole for my thimble. It's magnetized so it doesn't come out. This is a fretless neck. And the way it works is, it's kind of like a cello or any other non-fretted stringed instrument, where for this one, it totally matters where you put your fingers, they gotta be right on. So, let me put this down. Yeah. So for this one, well, for this neck right here, you want to get behind the fret, and the fret is going to be the accurate point of where the note should be. I feel like I should be smoking something right now. With this neck, you have to just be the exact spot. You have to go right to it. That's how that works. Fretless neck. There's a lot of things you can do with this that you can't do with this. Examples. You can take notes and sort of, how would you say? You can drag them. Nice. Make all kinds of nasty noises. I like making nasty noises. You do things where you take two notes, like the same note, and just make them a little off from each other. You move them around and they almost speak, they have this growl to them. Like that. So it's very expressive, it's nice. This is my custom fancy guitar. What else can I tell you about it? It's really heavy. That's about it. That's all I got to say about it. You have any questions? Anything? Yeah.
About the practice, could you say a few words about not what to practice, but maybe more about how to practice?
How to practice?
I don't know.
That's good. Very good question, sir.
Period of time before
Dziękuję.
or basic things.
Okay.
How to move on.
The things that you should be practicing. Well, first, you have to say to yourself, all right, what do I want to achieve? What am I looking to get better at? If it's just certain finger patterns and things like that, then you can just set up a metronome, just a little, and just play to that and just keep doing that pattern that you're trying to get. Faster. And with that, it's just kind of etching the grooves into your brain. Literally, it actually etches a groove into your brain. But if you want to get better at improvising and overall just making music and everything, what I like to practice is that brain stuff, because what you must remember, and we all forget, is that we don't make music with our hands. We make music with our heart, we make music with our spirit, we make music with our mind. That all comes together, and it leaves you at your hands. The hands are the last part of the whole thing. The music ends at the hands. It leaves you, and that's where everything happens. But your hands don't do anything other than what they're being told to do. So it's not really about your hands. So you want to go to the source of where the music comes from. You want to exercise that. First, if it's a songwriting thing or just whatever it is, you want to make sure that you're in the right place mentally and spiritually. And what I mean by that is, if you're making music to make it, to be famous, any of that stuff, don't bother. You're just going to put out crap. It's not about that. That art is not supposed to be something that puts money in your pocket. If that happens, cool, but it's not about that, and it should never be, or attention or anything like that, that should never be your motivation. When you're being creative, it's almost like you have to. It's like someone just, something just grabbed you and said, okay, you are now a tube from which things are going to pass through you into the world. And you have no say in the matter. If you don't create, it's like suffocating. It's like there's a bag over your head and you are choking and suffocating until you're creating again. It's something that's just in your blood or it isn't. And there's the two parts. There are the people that do the creating, and there's everyone that enjoys it. And you need both halves for it to work. What you want to do is you want to make music because it's something that you feel you just need to get out, and you need to express yourself. And you need to share this feeling with people and bond with them and connect with them. And they need to be inspired by it, like all of that. That is your motivation. And you want to make something that is going to move people as much as possible, because it moves you as much as possible, and you need to share that. And that is why you make music. And anything else is just corrupting that whole process, and it's the wrong reasons. Because it's out of your hands. Whatever happens with the music you make has nothing to do with you. You put it out into the world, and the world decides if they like it or not. It's not up to you. So, if it resonates with a lot of people and they like it and they tell their friends about it and they go to see you at a concert, whatever it is, cool. If not, cool. Either way, you're doing it because it's what you need to do. It's just part of why you're here, why you're on Earth. Can't explain it. Like most things, you don't find out until after the fact why. So you start with that. Make sure that the music you're making is for the right reasons. Not because you want attention, nothing selfish. Not because you want money, not because you want something for yourself. It's because it really brings you this just wonderful, medicinal, cleansing, uplifting thing that you just feel that you need to share and give that to other people. So start with that. And then from there, if you want to get into the actual playing part and everything, exercise your mind, exercise the process of making music. There's a lot of weird things that I would do. What's an example? All right. There's my favorite example. Okay. It goes like this. Starts off very simple. You just, with your pick, you just go. You just keep doing that over and over. And then you go to the next octave, and you're gonna pluck. Same thing, just the next octave up. And as we just learned a little bit ago, an octave is when you take a frequency and you double it. Or quadruple it. Then you're gonna play the two together. And the whole thing is you can't look at your hands, and you can't think about it. Actually, as you do it, you should really be having a conversation and focusing on something else. Because everything that happens naturally that you do, everything you do that is natural, you're not thinking about. You don't think about breathing, it comes naturally. You want it to be as easy as breathing. So in order for that to happen, you just let it happen while you're talking about something else. Think about all the new words you learned yesterday. Dziękuję. And that's it. And this is going on the same way breathing is. There's a separate part of your body or your brain in the back of your head that just takes care of all these resident processes while you're focusing on whatever it is. Because the whole thing about making music and getting better at playing, people think it's about getting control of it, but it's not. It's actually giving up control is when it gets good. If you try to control something, it's like putting a leash on it, and you're actually restricting it. You have to just give up. It's hard to describe the feeling, but you know it when you're doing it. It's just giving up control and just saying, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm not going to try and stop anything. I'm not going to restrict anything. Just completely let yourself go. And that's when it becomes something natural. So, back to this. So we're doing this. Got this going. And then what you want to do is you want to take these two things, this and this, and they're going at the same time. And you're going to have one start before the other while you're still not thinking about it. And now you have two different ones that are sort of clashing with each other. Like that. And you're starting to now have multiple things going on in the back of your mind that you're not really thinking about. Yet, you know, the part that makes you breathe and makes everything else happen, that part is taking care of it while you're focusing on whatever you have to do. So it's developing this, I don't know if the ability is the right word, allowing this ability to just let it be natural. So that you don't have to think about it. So that I can be playing and doing whatever I'm doing while I'm singing, and you know, you start multitasking and you don't have to think about it anymore. So that's something that's good to practice. And once you're doing that, you can get really good at like jazz players do, where they have you know, a bass line and a chord line going at once, or whatever it is. Or if you just want to sing and play at the same time and not get tripped up on it or anything. So yeah, that's something that's good to practice, is the multitasking in the back of your mind while you're focusing on something else. Yeah. Wacky. And I've made a couple of songs that do things like that. One song I made called Lost. And it's doing the same idea of two patterns that don't necessarily go with each other. So I was doing it rhythmically. I was doing like the breaking up of the beats, like in that other song where everything was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doing 5 beats. So I would do things where I go like, okay, here's a beat. Both hands. Have one go twice as fast. Switch it. Then 1 against 3. Switch it. And then do 1 against 4. And then switch the hands. 1 against 5. Switch it. Then try 2. 2 against 2. Then do 2 against 3. Switch it. 2 against 4. And switch it. Oops. And then 2 against 5. Switch it. And things like that. 3. You can do against 3 against 4. Switch it. 3 against 5. Let's see, so that'd be, let's see, boom, 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 boom. Like that. Yeah. So those kind of things. Thank you. And so I do have a song where I do a bunch of that, like it's 2 against 5, 3 against 5, and all this stuff. And what I'm doing with that one is I'm doing the 2 against 5, and I'm making this kind of weird chord where it's happy. It's got a major third. It's got a little edge to it. It's got the dominant 7th. But then it's got a flat 5, which sort of gives it a little off kind of feel. So I have 2 against 5. And the bass, I'm going. And then I'm going here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. So I have this going on. It's 2 against 5. And I'm doing it on the fretless, just to make it that much tougher.
Let me try a little piece of the song. I got it on here somewhere. Where is it?
So yeah, that's a song that is a good example of all the dividing and everything and all that crazy stuff. Yeah.
I have a little bit stupid question, but
I'll probably have a stupid answer, it's okay.
why do you have these ridiculous lights on the top of the grave?
They were a gift from a friend of mine. I like them. Makes me feel like I'm at a rave. Doom, 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 doom. That's all. I told you. That's all it is. They're like wristbands. They light up. A good friend of mine in London, he's like, hey, check these out. Here, take them. I stuck them on my guitar. So anytime there's any rhythm, air moving, if you move the guitar really fast, or if they feel any vibration, they light up. I like it. I don't know, man.
It's from a French from London.
Yeah.
They support Arsenal or Chelsea.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Sorry for question.
I should ask.
So, you can play any Polish song?
Hmm?
You can play any Polish song if you want?
A Polish song?
Yeah.
Like Tchaikovsky.
Chopin, they are asking about
It's
Chopin.
Russian. I do know some Tchaikovsky. It's a tricky one. It's all on violin. Actually, it started like. Then you had that whole crazy. I haven't played this in years. Well, yeah, I do know. You got I was playing it before. Of course, this one. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait, let's keep it going. Fancy. I'm screwing it up now. Too many notes. Let's clean it up. All right, this part's gonna be tricky now. Hang on. Almost. It's in there somewhere. It's right here. Better. Hey! How are you? How you doing? Good? That guy was good. It's in there. All right, well, yeah, I gotta practice it. I should have prepared better. So, what else? What else? How are we doing time-wise?
20 minutes.
How much?
20.
40?
20.
80? 20, all right. Oh, good. You know,
Ron, could you please play some song from Guns N' Roses for us?
I don't know any. I forgot. Well, all right. Well, there's always "Don't Cry." There's a song "Don't Cry." Now, I first joined the band. And fans would always write what songs they want to hear, and I spent like 6 hours a day just answering every single email until my hands were just cramped up and it was screwing up my playing. But they would always say, I was like, why don't you do "Don't Cry" as our favorite song? And they said that, for personal reasons, Axel didn't want to do that song. I was like, all right. But they would write all the time, "Don't cry, we want "Don't Cry, we want." So I remember it was one of the first shows, it was one of the first shows we did in Europe when I just joined the band. Might have been like our second show or something like that. It was at Rock in Rio in Lisbon, Portugal. It was like late May of 2006. And it's time for me to take my solo, and I hated taking fucking solos. I still do. When I just have to stand there and there's no music. It's just like, look at me. And I just feel like a jerk. It's like, you know what? And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm like, these people came to hear Guns N' Roses songs and didn't come here to hear me, noodling away. And it's like the least valuable part of the show. And this just, I'd love to be doing something that meant something. So I remember it was being televised and it was being streamed, the video on the web, I think on AOL.com. So millions of people watching. There was like 150,000 in the audience. And I knew people wanted Don't Cry, and it was time for me to take my solo, and I didn't feel like taking a solo. So I just started playing Don't Cry. I remember in my in-ears, like, what are you doing? And it's like, and I just started playing the melody. The thing I talked about before, when you multitask with your brain, part of that is, after you get good at doing that, you can think of any song, and you can just put all the parts together, whatever the song is. So I did that. I didn't rehearse it. I was just like, I think I'll just play Don't Cry. And just started just doing the melody with the chords. And just do whatever. Just make it up as you go. Started singing along. It was nice. So like for the next year, this became my solo that I would play. I did it in Warsaw in 2006. Every time it's a little different, because you just it's like telling a story, and every time the words will be a little different that you tell that story. And I remember afterwards, Axel was like, that was brilliant. I was like, cool, good. So finally, I was finding my way in the band, figuring it out. I was like, all right, I could still be myself and do what I do, but still keep it what people want. Because it's about all of you, It's about the audience, it's about them, it's about giving people what they want, what they came there to see. And I know, they didn't come there to see me do something, whatever I'm doing. They came there to hear Guns N' Roses songs. It's a Guns N' Roses show, and I respect that. So I try to make it about that whenever I can, but still be myself and find a balance and a way to do that. So yeah. Interesting stuff. Yeah. And it never gets dull. Never a dull moment. Yeah. And eventually, you kind of catch it. You catch the karma, I guess. And now I find that weird things happen that didn't used to happen. It's like I caught the GNR karma. Life got really eventful. Very intense. A lot of stuff. But it strengthens you. You learn how to roll with things. And it kind of, you find that as there's all this chaos and all these things going on around you, you just kind of stay cool and roll with it and stay grounded. So it's a good thing. It definitely, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So thank you, GNR, for not killing me. But yeah, it's been interesting. This is going to be a very interesting year. Very interesting. The whole time in Guns, it's always on the edge of just imploding. I mean, there's been so many times, so much crazy stuff. I mean, I can't even begin. The almost riots that would have happened if people only knew. One time, Axel's plane landed 1 minute and 15 seconds before they closed the airport. That would have been bad. Especially, it was right after a tornado hit the stage and tore it apart, which would have killed a lot of people, but the doors were delayed because the bus that had the crew on it broke down on the way and delayed everything for 2 hours. Otherwise, it would have been bodies thrown all over the place. And the crew in 48 hours managed, not even the next morning, to take a pile of wet debris of twisted metal and music gear, get it all into trucks, get it to the next city, go through it, figure out what needed to be fixed, what needed to be replaced, and what was okay, and had us ready on time for the next show. Fucking amazing. That they were able to do that. 50,000 pounds of gear, and they were able to do that. And Axel, after all that, shows up 2 hours late. It's like, that was where it was almost by 1 minute and 15 seconds there would have been no show after they worked so hard to make that happen. A lot of just real intense stuff. What else? I mean, I could spend the next 6 hours telling you things that would blow your mind. I know. Yeah, I'm getting this. Okay. I'll stop here. We'll continue this discussion the next time I come back, which hopefully I'll be able to come back this year again and make some more music, do some more playing. Should I do one last song, or do we got to go right now?
Yeah, do one song, please.
One song, all right. Once I start talking, I don't stop. It's bad. It's bad.
All right, let's see. How's about... okay.
This one. I like this one. Happy fun song. Thank you very much. Dziękuję. You all have been absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much. All right. Till next time, more storytelling, more music, more insanity. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Run, Bumblefoot, Thal, Guns N' Roses.